Tobiabo Federal Constituency. I'm an Ikore man from Rivers State. My dear colleagues, Mr. Speaker, I rise to move that we come under Order 8, Rule 4, and Rule 7 to allow that we take a matter of urgent public importance that has to do with the life of a Nigerian. My dear colleagues, I will urge us never to get tired of discussing issues that has to do with the lives and property of Nigerians. During the election again, a very promising Nigerian, a doctorate degree, Dr. Egberegbere, was shot and killed by men of the Federal SARS that are clearly identified. My dear colleagues, there is no other place to run to. Of course, you know the issues of going to court to litigate over it. I will pray that we see this as one life that we can discuss, take steps to ensure that we forestall further occurrence of this kind of issues. He was a lecturer in the State Polytechnic and volunteered to do the job of a returning officer for this country, and he lost his life in course of that assignment. I think that that life of a Nigerian, whoever, wherever, and whenever, is urgent and important enough for us to discuss this morning and arrive at a resolution that at least bring some sort of succor for the family in particular and Nigerians in general. I therefore urge that we see this as a matter that is urgent and important enough for us to discuss this morning. I so move and pray that you support my application.
Honorable colleagues, I rise to second the motion as ably moved by Honorable Chinda.
Against its name. Ayes have it. We have already suspended the rules, so Honorable Chinda can now just go ahead and move the motion.
An order on armed civilians by men of the Federal Special Anti-Robbery Squad, FSAS, and the Nigerian Army in Rivers State. The House notes that the Independent National Electoral Commission, in line with its statutory mandate, recently conducted the Presidential and National Assembly elections on 23rd of February 2019, whilst the governorship and state houses of assembly elections held on 16th March 2019. The House also notes that during the said elections, there was palpable presence of heavily armed men of the security agencies, including the Federal Special Anti-Robbery Squad, FSAS, and the Nigerian Army in several places across the country, including Rivers State, and clear cases of harassment and intimidation of voters and electoral officials, and sporadic shootings by men of the security agencies with the aim to instill fear in the people. The House further notes that there was reports and viral video clips of cases of intimidation, harassment, torture, and shooting to death of innocent unarmed civilian voters by men of Federal SARS and the Nigerian Army in several parts of Rivers State. The House is aware that the government owes its citizens the duty of protecting and securing their lives as enshrined in Section 14(2)(b) and 34(1) of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. The House is also aware that on about the 9th day of March 2019, at Kana Local Government Area Collation Center, Dr. Egberegbere, a lecturer with the Kingsley Polytechnic, Bori, in Rivers State, was shot in his lower abdomen by men of Federal SARS, led by ACP Akim Fakorede, and he died a few days later from the gun wound. Also at Degema, one Mrs. Ibisike Amakli was shot dead by men of the Nigerian Army. The House is further aware that the Nigerian Army has no mandate to participate in elections, which is a purely civilian exercise under the provisions of Sections 217, 2A to D of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. The House is worried that the recent killings of innocent unarmed civilians in Rivers State by men of the Federal SARS is one too many in cases of extrajudicial killings across the country and ought to be investigated. The House is concerned that the killings, if not immediately checked, could lead to anarchy and in turn negatively affect society and cause despondency in the minds of teeming civilian masses. The House is also concerned that the said killing by men of Federal SARS is not only callous and inhuman, but has also adversely affected and reduced the image and reputation of the force before the rest of the world and indeed compromised our national security. Consequently, the House is urged as follows. 1, to observe a minute silence in honor of the deceased, Dr. Egberegbere. 2, to condemn very strongly the killing of Dr. Egberegbere, Mrs. Ibisiki Amakri, and scores of others by men of federal SARS. 3, mandate the House Committee on Army, Human Rights and Justice, as well as Police Affairs, to investigate the matter and report back to the House within 2 weeks for further legislative action. Mr. Speaker, my dear colleagues, I so move. I am not unaware that this House has debated Nigerians, including issues that came out of the elections that we just... A matter that has to do with named persons. It's not a general matter. And therefore, I have singled it out that we look at this specific issue, this case of the killing of Dr. Egberegbere, a lecturer in the Ken Saro-Wiwa Polytechnic, which has come up even on national television, where a citizen of this country indeed alleged that it was a home video, a movie, and was not real. And so there is need, my dear colleagues, for us as members of these green chambers to continue to give confidence to the people we represent out there. The life of one Nigerian is as important as the life of any other Nigerian. And so when it happens to anybody, within our own knowledge, I think that we should rise up and take steps. The simplest thing I have called on this House to do is to set up a committee, particularly our standing committees, to look at the case of the mother of this Nigerian, who is a lecturer, a doctorate degree holder, with a family, a young family, whose family has been crying for justice. Let our committees look at his case, investigate it, and come back to this House with their findings, and then we can take a final resolution on the matter. I would therefore urge you to please support this motion and let our committees carry out their statutory functions. Thank you, my dear colleagues.